Developing now, the entire city of New Orleans is without power tonight. Hurricane Ida hit in Louisiana as a Category 4 storm, one of the 5 strongest ever in the United States. We're just learning about the first death from the massive storm. A sheriff says the victim may have been killed by a fallen tree. Water overwhelmed this home on Grand Isle, one of the first areas hit. The homeowner says the camera was eventually submerged a few miles away in Golden Meadow. High winds took down entire buildings and huge trees as the storm surge washed out roadways. And in New Orleans, French Quarter, the storm sent traffic barriers flying and ripped huge sections of the roof into streets. That's where CBS News Michael George is tonight.
Ida is wreaking havoc on large parts of the Gulf. The extremely dangerous hurricane made landfall in Louisiana Sunday as a Category 4 and kept on going.
As predicted by the National Weather Service, this is one of the strongest storms to make landfall here in modern times.
The monster storm is dumping torrential rains, causing flash flooding and generating winds strong enough to take the side off this building in Lockport, Louisiana. This is Ida as seen from space. Down here on Earth, it's knocked out power for hundreds of thousands, and the storm surge could be life-threatening. President Biden visited FEMA headquarters in Washington as the agency prepared to dispatch emergency services and supplies.
This is going to be a devastating hurricane, a life-threatening storm.
We're in New Orleans, French Quarter, where powerful winds and rain have been hitting this area nonstop since noon. The problem now, the rain is only getting more and more intense, and reports of flooding are increasing.
This New Orleans resident lives in a home that actor Brad Pitt helped rebuild after Hurricane Katrina devastated the area exactly 16 years ago.
Supposedly bolted all the way from the ceiling down to the pier and beam, so it's got room to sway in the wind.
Louisiana resident Rick Evans evacuated to Houston before Ida came ashore.
Hoping that the ones that are left behind, I hope they're going to be okay and I'll be able to see them again.
Now he's praying for those riding out the storm. Michael George, CBS News, New Orleans.
Tonight, there are reports some levee breaches in one parish, but overall, Louisiana's governor says the levee system appears to be working as anticipated. For the latest on the hurricane, let's go to Rob Ellis.
Yeah, there's 4 big dangers that we are concerned about with a hurricane. And all 4 of those, because this is such a powerful storm, are causing absolute real devastation here. The surge, that's the first one. That's still ongoing as the winds continue to back up water. In fact, for a temporary time, the Mississippi River was flowing in the other direction because it didn't have any place to go. As we get in a little bit closer, it's now just to the west of New Orleans, but starting to slowly and very slowly pull away. But some of the latest gusts, 90 miles per hour, that's the recent gusts for New Orleans. And I'd show you a lot more to the south, but all of these locations have either failed, the wind sensor has failed, or they have lost power. All of this area is completely without power. The heavy rain, that's the second of the big concerns. That continues where as much as a foot of rain on the west side of Lake Pontchartrain. The wind damage I mentioned, that's going to be a concern. That's the third big concern with hurricanes. And tornadoes. We don't currently have any tornado warnings, but all the way across the Gulf Coast, we've seen tornado warnings all day and flash flooding. The good news is it has weakened, but even 10 hours after landfall, it remains a Category 2. It is not going to impact us here with any moisture, but we did have those storms earlier in the day. Now they have pushed farther to the east, and that's going to help to slowly move Ida off to the east coast by Thursday.
Rob, thank you.